Kraa and Grim on the silver screen. Digging through the trash for something unseen. Ghouls cold, what'll they find today? A spooky little gem or just decay?
Hello and welcome to Ghoul's Gold. This is Mr. Kraa. I'm joined by my lovely friend Mr. Grim, and eventually we will be watching The Thing. But first, we have to watch
The Thing from Another World.
So you were just telling me, and we were discussing this, they're not... The Thing isn't a remake or a sequel of The Thing from Another World. They're both from the same source material, interpreted in very different decades by very different people.
From what I can tell, they were both drawn from the same book, but that's about it. I didn't read too far into it because I didn't want to spoil... I've seen The Thing, but I haven't seen The Thing from Another World. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't lying. So, yeah.
No, it makes sense. And I have not seen either, because I am a big coward. And I know enough of references and practical effects history to know how shockingly incredible The Thing's effects were.
Oh, it's so
good. But in isolation, just like, hey, look at this cool Inside Out guy, it's an upsetting effect. It's amazingly done, but it's an upsetting effect. And historically, I don't like being upset. So I am here, though, to watch with you this cinema gem.
I look forward to seeing ye old-timey version, and I really look forward to witnessing you being upset at how great the effects are in The Thing, because they're so good.
Good
talk.
And we'll of course judge both of them fairly, reasonably, because we are nothing if not fair and reasonable.
Oh, unbiased.
With our ranking system, which may have mentioned earlier, but it's 1 to 10. 0 is if we can't finish. It happens. Sometimes a fiction is someone's fault, and sometimes it is just an unwatchable experience. We'll always give it 30 minutes. If you can't drag us, the viewing audience, 30 minutes into your media, then that's on you.
Yep.
It's not our fault, and we'll simply walk away and you get a 0. 1 through 4 is we finished it with a spectrum within that, but we're not going to watch it again.
Nope.
5 through 9 is again another spectrum of I'll watch it again, from 5 being like under very specific circumstances, possibly just to watch another human being have to suffer through it, to 9, which is listen, this was a great film. And then of course the treasured 10, no notes, a perfect movie. They're rare. and we'll discuss them on later moments, I'm sure, but only one that's like tooth and claw earned its way into that. So
we could do a whole episode about how much we loved Ghost Watch, but someday.
Later. Next time. All right. But
I suppose
shall we?
We'll be right back, yeah.
All right, we'll see you after the movie.
Today we're interviewing a stomach.
Hello there.
What is life like as a stomach?
Oh, boy, it was humdrum. I mean, until what's-his-name discovered Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza?
Yeah, I was suffering from the pizza cravings until Tony's came along. Crispy crust and zesty sauces. Wow.
And so now... What's that?
Another pizza craving. Just thinking about Tony sets it off.
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get a Tony's Pizza. And I follow him anyway.
Does your stomach send you pizza craving signals? Oh, wow. Tony's, the Pizza Cravers Pizza. Available at the concession stand.
And now, on with the show.
All right, so we just finished the movie, and I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm kind of sitting at like a 6, maybe?
Really?
Yeah, maybe better. I don't know, because like I did look at my phone a little bit.
Okay. No.
Yeah,
No, that's fair. Okay.
because there was bits there where I was like,
And I will admit, like we talked about when we were watching, these felt like really talented radio actors.
yeah,
Not the best facial control, not the best at emoting visually. Audio sounded great. If I could have listened to this, incredible.
this would have been a great radio play.
But that said, this was really well written. Like, it was very...
like, really compelling.
It was very compelling, and with the single exception of the door opened the wrong way,
Yeah.
like, incredibly tight storytelling. Like, we were, like, you know, you were mentioning while we were watching how the science seemed coherent.
Yeah, it did, absolutely. Like, the feeding of blood plasma, the explanation of it being vegetal in nature, like, that all made sense, and then them coming up with the fire on top of that, like we did right before that, we're like, have we considered fire? And then the character's like, fire! I'm like, good, glad they're going along with it. I admit that I was comparing it constantly to The Thing, having seen it, but it's not similar enough to it, and you will see that eventually.
Sure.
That the parallels really aren't that many. Because I think there's not a man in The Thing, or at least I don't recall there being a man. Not in the threat of this. This felt more like The Mummy, where it was like,
Okay.
there's a thing. But I would go as high as a 7 because, like, I did have the thought watching this that it reminded me a lot of the older movies I would put on during the Halloween season that I'd have on during work, just as, like, background noise. This was a very soothing experience for me, and it felt nostalgic in a weird drive-in way, and I really enjoyed that, and God, the music was great. So I probably would watch this again just for funsies to have it on in the background. I just don't know if I'd paid super close attention to it again.
Sure. And the interpersonal acting
Yes.
was
So
so
natural.
good. And while characters obviously didn't necessarily agree with or get along with each other, at least in the first 2/3,
Yeah.
nobody was repulsive. Nobody was incomprehensibly hostile. Where I would say in a modern film, you'd have mad scientists who from start would be unworkably repulsive. They would be over the top, like, get out of my office, you mongoloid, so on and so forth.
There was no point at which I kind of agreed with him for some of it.
I didn't agree, like, with
but, like, I
conclusions,
understood.
but, like,
No, not his
I
conclusions,
got you.
but I got where he was coming from. And he didn't die for his sins, which a modern movie absolutely
I was
would've
surprised. I was
killed
like,
him in a horrific way.
Was that a tap you down? But no.
The plot handled it really well too, where they didn't demonize him afterward for his views. They were like, no, we understand. You were just wrong. And that happens. But if I were a kid in the 50s, this probably would have scared the shit out of me.
So I'm looking at our previous examples, and for listeners at home, you may or may not have access to the list at this point. So, 7.
Do we have any 7s?
The Raven, the wacky comedy, The Raven.
No, this is kind of along that route, I guess. Yeah.
But, like, I honestly,
very different tone.
I was reaching probably, well, God, I don't know. I don't know. Because now I'm dumb. I was like 8. Like, before we were talking, I was like 8. Because,
you know what? Maybe I'm being
comparison
harsh because
to,
it's harsh. Yeah.
Where was the one that was Silver something? The werewolf
Silver
one.
Bullet?
Yeah. Which was
Very
muddled and strange, but I know I'm trying to think, like, am I being too favorable? Like,
Well, and we can have different opinions on this because, like, for me, it just wasn't enough to hold my attention, but it wasn't bad. It was just
No?
got kind of lulled a little bit for me, and I was just like, eh. But it wasn't the whole time that I was distracted. It's just the little inner bits where they were like talking about whatever that I'm just like, okay.
There were some very
actors weren't compelling
strange
enough.
moments where everyone was so like Soundheim level talking over each other.
That
Where it was
got
like-
really hard for me.
That's like, guys, can we do another take? Can we just like space it a little? But
Thank God for subtitles.
yeah, no, absolutely, and the practical effects
I
were,
love
were solid. Now, admittedly, knowing what we'll be going into is a very different style of practical effects, but that was a real ass
very
plane.
fucking well.
That was a
real
like,
ass plane.
I'm not.
I still don't know how they
super-
did that wood thing.
Yep, like there is the bit where the monster just kind of like is grabbing the door frame and it fucking explodes as he
Yeah.
pulls his hand back. I don't know what they did. It looked great. I was coming along with it. It was like a magic trick. It's like
Yeah.
that's what that would look like, but
That's
it
movie
obviously
magic.
didn't happen. But I don't know how they did it.
I mean, that was a big man. Maybe they were just like
I mean-
punch it real hard.
I'm curious. Like who was this man mountain that played the thing?
When I was looking at my phone, I did look up the cast, and he is credited as the Thing.
Fair. Not the big carrot.
I mean, he should have been.
Yeah, I know.
His name
Missed
is
opportunity.
James Arness.
Okay.
Let me see how tall he is. 6'7", big boy.
Big boy.
Yep.
What would horror movies do without really big guys?
He's from Minnesota.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
How exciting.
he died in 20. When
Ooh.
did he die? 2011.
Oh, he must have been quite senior at that point.
Yeah, he was born in 1923.
Flip. Alright. Okay. I'm comfortable calling this a very strong 7. Like
I would
This
agree
was
with that, 'cause
good,
I don't
like-
think it's quite 8 good for me.
yes. I would agree with that. And it's just like
A Queen of the Damned was an 8, and I like Queen of the Damned a lot more than I like this.
this did not have a level of like popcorn movie compelling.
We gave
this-
Lost
this,
Boys and Sinners an 8.
Yeah, this wasn't Dog Soldiers.
No.
This
no,
wasn't
no.
like what's happening, but it was way better than I was expecting.
Yeah, that I was expecting like mid at best. Like I was expecting a 5.
Like yeah, kind of yeah.
I feel a little biased because generally movies from the 50s and 60s, I know that I probably won't love it, but I've been wrong before. I like 1930s Dracula is one of my favorites, and I was fully expecting to hate it. But it seems like that era of filmmaking suffered. The post-war era of film.
Sure.
It just, the writing was a little rough, and I'm sure there's a reason for that. But as the 60s movies we've watched, especially like Long Hair of Death and those, we haven't found a good one yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we live in hope. And granted, we are watching a type. I really want to check out Suspiria one of these days, or one of the more cult classic, like famous ones, but who knows?
Yeah, so I think I'm very comfortable with a 7. I'll type up my summation in a bit, and yeah, but a great time. Like absolutely a worthwhile watch if you can get a hold of it.
Yeah, I think it's free on Tubi for anybody in the States, and I think the UK can access it as well.
Lovely.
And I'm sure it's on Internet Archive or various definitely legal means if you can't find it there.
I would hope that no
I
grand
don't think-
hand is trying to suppress the thing from another world.
From the 1951 film, I think should be able to be accessed somewhere.
I should hope so. All right.
Yep. We can do our little text recap at the end of this when we finish it up, but thanks for listening.
Have a good night.